Hey everyone, this is Joanne coming to you live from New York. I'm also known as #UnicornBoss. So as you guys are jumping online tonight, go ahead and hit me up with some unicorn emojis since those are my jam. If you're grabbing me live, go ahead and leave me a number 1. And if you're catching me on the replay, go ahead and leave me a number 2. So super excited tonight, you guys. Today is Wednesday, so I always do Win It Wednesday on my page. So I always encourage you to ask me your keto questions and give me your hacks and tips. So that way I can help you along on your keto journey. And something really weird just happened in the camera here. Let me see if I can fix this. I don't know what's going on. There's like some kind of filter. But anyhow, super excited to chit chat with you guys tonight. I've got my top favorite keto hacks that I can't wait to share with you all. So as you're jumping online, go ahead and say hi and let me know where you're coming in from. If you're grabbing me live, go ahead and leave me a number 1. And if you're catching me on the replay, go ahead and leave me a number 2. By the way, if you're a brand new friend, don't forget to comment new below so that way I can circle back around and connect with you and say hi. And if you're grabbing me on the replay, make sure you go ahead and leave me a number 2 or a replay because I so appreciate all of my replay viewers. And what else? If you're keto, don't forget to comment keto. Let me know how long you've been on the journey. I would love to give you a full name shout out if I catch it on the live feed here. And what else do we have? I also wanted to invite you guys to my personal keto group. So if you are looking for a great keto place with lots of love, we've got science, recipes, all the whole 9 yards there. Make sure you go ahead and comment group below, and I would love to get you in my secret recipe group. So let me go ahead and say hi to a few people real quick, and then we will go ahead and get started, you guys. So let's see. I don't know what's happening here. My camera is doing so many weird things. It's like keeps switching filters. I am so sorry, but let's see who we've got here. We've got Amber and Valentino. Who else? Tasha, welcome. Hi, Lori. So super excited to have you guys. Welcome. And if you guys have a lot of fun and you enjoy my space here and you learn lots of things about keto, make sure you go ahead and give this video a quick share. I so appreciate your love and support. So tonight, we're going to be talking about my top favorite keto hacks. So hopefully you guys will learn a few brand new things. I'm really excited. Some of it is basic keto and some of it isn't. And if you want to, feel free to go ahead and comment and share your favorite keto hacks and tricks as well. I would love to hear about it. So I'm seeing some group comments. Awesome. So if you guys want to join my group, we've got an amazing keto group. There's lots of recipes. I share all of my recipes in there. Great science, great love and support. So we'd be happy to have you. So you can go ahead and comment group below if you want to be added. So first things first keto hack that I have for you is a lot of times I get questions about subs for bread or breading. So do I have any people out there, any keto people that are missing bread on your keto journey? If you are, go ahead and say bread below, or you can hit me up with some bread emojis. I, for the most part, don't really miss bread anymore. I do have a fantastic cheddar bacon bread that I'll make every once in a while, so that way I can enjoy some avocado toast. But if you are missing bread, I've got a neat little keto hack for you, which I've done recently on my page, so you should be able to find the recipe pretty easily. But if you're come from a heritage or an ethnicity where you used to eat a lot of breaded food, I don't know about you guys, but I'm Italian. So, you know, we used to bread everything and have all of the breaded things. So one of the best keto hacks I think that I've ever learned is that you can actually make keto breadcrumbs. And what I really love is, especially when I was working my corporate job and I was working like 50 hours a week, sometimes 10, 12-hour days, the last thing you want to do is cook when you come home, right? But the cool thing about keto breadcrumbs is you can make a giant batch and just store them in your fridge. So you come home, all you got to do is take out some chicken, you know, have it thawed out and ready to go in your fridge. You just bread it real quick like you're making a normal chicken parm. And if you have an air fryer like me, you can pop it in the air fryer and cook it and have dinner in like 10 minutes. So of course you could bake it in a normal oven as well. But if you're an air fryer fan, you can go ahead and comment air fryer below. I would love to meet other air fryer people because I'm always looking for neat little air fryer tips, tricks, and recipes. So I just love my air fryer. But it makes such great juicy foods, and it really helps I think me be a better keto person, because I can just make so many amazing quick things in my air fryer. So if you guys haven't tried keto friendly breadcrumbs, I don't know about you, but it was something that it really intimidated me. So if that's something you can relate to, go ahead and just give me some hearts below here. You can just press the little button for me. I was really intimidated by it. I don't know why. I'm not that comfortable in the kitchen, so little things that seem technical are like super overwhelming to me, and I'm just like, I don't know if I can do this, but I promise you it's really not that hard. Just get yourself a nice big bag of plain breadcrumbs. I suppose you could use a flavoring if you wanted, if it was keto friendly, like maybe barbecue or something might be cool, but I just love I get the big bag of plain breadcrumbs. You just pulse it nice and fine in your food processor, and add some Parmesan, add some spices, and there you go, easy peasy, quick and easy keto-friendly breadcrumbs. So that's something that I really love to do, and I use them on everything. I put them in keto-friendly meatballs. I put them in keto-friendly meatloaf. So anytime you need a thickening or a binding agent, keto-friendly breadcrumbs are really a staple that you should always have in your fridge at the ready to go. Also, I make like zucchini chips out of it, so I bread the zucchinis with it. What else do I do? I mean, you can use it on veggies, pork, you know, steak if you wanted, chicken, the whole 9 yards. So I would encourage you, if you haven't played around with keto-friendly breadcrumbs, that's probably one of my favorite keto hacks. So I'll make sure, if you're interested, comment breadcrumb, and I can tag you in the recipe, or I can share the link here after if you guys are interested. So the second keto hack or tip I have for you is, how do you guys thicken your favorite sauces or keto soups? This is something that I was kind of at a loss for. So so I'm seeing some breadcrumb comments. So before I move over to the next topic, let me just pause real quick. Claudia was asking me, what are keto breadcrumbs? They're basically just crushed up pork rinds, Parmesan, and herbs. So really easy, so that way you can actually still enjoy your favorite breaded recipes. So if you guys haven't tried this, I'm telling you, it was a game changer for me. So, and yes, Sherry, I do have a few air fryer recipes that I've already done. I've done air fryer avocado French fries. I've done one of my favorites, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit, so sneak peek, but one of my favorites is air fryer radishes. I also have done some chicken parm in the air fryer, and I don't know, I've done shrimp in the air fryer, all kinds of things. So if you go to my page, and at the top, if you just search air fryer, you should see all of my stuff come up. So I also have all of my recipes on YouTube if you guys need it. So yeah, okay, cool. So I'm glad you guys are interested in the breadcrumbs. It's one of my favorite keto hacks. So next question I have for you guys is a neat little keto hack about how to thicken your favorite sauces and soups. So I don't know if you guys remember, but the other day I was not feeling so well, so I went live real quick and I made a chicken bacon chowder in my slow cooker. I really should have started it earlier in the day, but I knew I had nice and thin chicken breast, so I knew I probably only needed to cook it for 4 hours on high, but I was getting about 3.5 hours, and I was really anxious to eat, and the chicken was cooked in my slow cooker. I don't have an Instapot yet, so because normally you can do that in like 9 minutes, and then you have soup instantly. Maybe I'll get an Instapot for Christmas. Maybe it'll be under the tree for me if Santa says I'm good. But if you love your Instapot, by the way, go ahead and comment Instapot and share with me why, because I've been considering getting an Instapot, so I would love to hear about why you love it so much. But anyhow, sidetracked. So my chowder was in the slow cooker. I was about 3.5 hours. The veggies were tender. The chicken was cooked, and I was just, everything was ready to go, but it just hadn't thickened up yet into a nice creamy thick chowder. So this was something that kind of was troublesome for me when I was brand new keto. You know, maybe you're making a gravy, maybe you're making a salad dressing, and you just want it to be a little bit thicker and you're not sure how. My favorite way to get around this issue, if I don't have the time to wait for it to cook, because of course if I let my chowder just cook for the full 4.5 hours, hours, it would have gotten nice and thick and creamy. But if you're in a pinch and you're trying to expedite things, or maybe the recipe has failed and it's just not quite thick enough, my favorite keto hack for thickening things is to use some xanthan gum. So do I have any fans of xanthan gum? You can go ahead and just comment xanthan gum below. And I know it's hard to type. It starts with an X. So if you just want to leave an X, I'll know what that means. But it's a neat little hack because, you know, before I was keto, typically if I needed to thicken a sauce or a gravy, my normal go-to would be what? Flour or cornstarch, right? And both of those are very not keto. So, you know, if you're looking to maintain your ketosis and stay in fat burn, you want to make sure that you're not using those types of things. So I was kind of surprised at the magic of xanthan gum. I don't know, maybe I'm easily amused, but I really do like it. It's handy to have in the kitchen. You only need the littlest bit. So, you know, if you buy a bag, while it's a little bit pricey, it will last you forever. I just have it in a nice tight sealed container that snaps shut. And you only need about 1/4 teaspoon to thicken 1 cup of sauce or soup or what have you, whatever it is that you're cooking. So literally that's all I use. I usually start with, because like when I had my chowder, you know, it was a large slow cooker. So I started with like a 1/2 tablespoon or a teaspoon, and you want to really make sure it doesn't quite melt right into whatever it is that you're cooking. So you have to really, really stir it. So when I put in that teaspoon of xanthan gum, I kept stirring and I kept finding like it was still in there in powder form. So it was interesting how much I had to notice that I had to really stir it and get it around in the slow cooker. And then usually what I'll do is I'll let it cook for like 3 to 5 minutes, take a break from it, and then come back and look at it. And it really does thicken up really nicely. So with my giant, I don't know how big my crock pot is. I'd say maybe it's like 8 quarts or something like that. It's a bigger one. So it was almost as thick as I wanted it with just a teaspoon of xanthan gum. I ended up sprinkling just a teeny tiny little bit more because I wanted it really nice and creamy and thick. And I came back 3 to 5 minutes later and boom, it was ready to go. And if you go back and you look at that recipe on my page, I actually stirred it around. You could see how thick and just like luxurious and decadent that chowder ended up turning up with a little bit of help of the xanthan gum. So Tiffany, no. One of the things I love about the xanthan gum is that it really doesn't change the flavor at all. So it's just a really great thickening agent. Make sure you start slow. A little goes a super long way. And be patient. Like I said, allow 3 to 5 minutes of cooking before you add more, because you just really do need the littlest bit. And one thing I want to caution you on too is to be careful with it. 1 tablespoon of xanthan gum adds 7 total carbs to whatever it is you're cooking. So if you're making a giant batch of soup, it's totally fine. You know what I mean? And if you're only doing a little sprinkle, it's okay. But you know, if you're gonna put like 4 tablespoons in, it's gonna totally kill your keto diet. You would never need that much, all right? So just kind of be patient and work with it. It's one of my favorite keto hacks. What was I gonna say? One other thing about it. Oh, another thing to be looking for when you're buying your xanthan gum, check the back of the nutrition information and make sure it is gluten-free and not made of wheat, okay? Because that will defeat the whole purpose of it. So yeah, Frankie says her life is in an Instapot. You have 3 of them. Girl, that is amazing. I think I need to jump on the bandwagon with this. I don't know, back when I had my corporate job before I started doing this full time and helping people on their keto journey, I just didn't see the function of it because I wanted my slow cooker to cook for 8 to 10 hours while I was at work all day. But you know, now that I'm home, I'm like, I really wanted that soup in like 6 to 9 minutes. It was really tough to wait the 3 hours. So I'm thinking that it might be time to upgrade to an Instapot for sure. Okay, so that's everything I have about xanthan gum. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and we'll pick some up and start experimenting with it in your keto recipes and in your keto kitchens. So one of my other favorite keto hacks is if you are the type of person that you do like to enjoy keto-friendly bread, and if you're looking for something to spread on your bread besides just butter or ghee or maybe coconut spread, my favorite thing to do is to make an avocado mash. mash. So I'm gonna share that with you, and I love to put it on my bacon cheddar bread. So I'll just heat up my bacon cheddar bread so it's nice and hot, or nice and, not hot, but warm, as if it just came out of the oven. You could even toast it, and then I'll make a quick avocado mash and spread it on the top, and it's like having avocado toast. So it's not something that I have all the time because I usually don't make a lot of keto bread, but when I do, you can bet for sure I will be making a quick avocado mash. So it's really easy to do. I just take a half of an avocado, and I do about anywhere from a teaspoon to a tablespoon of olive oil, depending on how much I need. I just mash it up with my fork, and then I add in some pink Himalayan salt for just taste and electrolytes, added minerals, and then I also do a teaspoon of hemp hearts. So it's nutty, it's smooth, it's decadent, it's got a little bit of the oil. It just, I don't know, it's like, it's literally making me salivate right now. It's just magic in my mouth. I love avocados, and you get 24 grams of healthy fats just with making that quick avocado mash. So I don't know about you guys, but my goal for my keto macros, for my fat macros, is to get up over 100 grams of fat every day. I find that really works for me. That's the secret sauce. And so if I'm getting 24 grams of fat in just a quick little avocado spread, that's a quarter of my daily fat macros. So it's a nice, quick, easy way to do that, and kind of just really help support your keto journey. So yeah, I love my avocado mash. So, you know, if you're bored and you're just like tired of butter, you know, sometimes we get a little buttered out when we're on keto, you know, or, you know, sometimes it's difficult to find, you know, a coconut spread. It might be carby. I don't know. It's been a while since I've had one of those. I think, you know, sometimes we forget about, you know, how magical avocados are. So Gina said, I have an Instapot, but they came out with the Ninja Foodie now. Oh, that's awesome. I actually have the Ninja food processor and the Ninja, I don't know. It's not the fancy one that you can make soups in. I bought it initially back in the day when I was a calorie counter and I was into smoothies and all of that. So now I just make my bulletproof coffee in my Ninja. It doesn't get much use beyond that anymore. But yeah, the new Ninja Instapot looks really cool because it gives like almost like an air fryer crust to everything that's cooking in it. I've watched the infomercial. Yes, I've been stalking it too. I know exactly what it's like. So I have two final favorite keto hacks for you. So we're getting towards the end of the video now. So if you want to ask me your keto questions before we finish up here, feel free to start plugging them in. I can scroll back. And then also if you want to share your favorite keto hack, I would love to hear about it. So number 4 that I have is if you're missing pasta and you didn't know, maybe this isn't something that you knew. It's probably pretty basic keto. Most of you must know this by now, but I love to do zoodles, which are zucchini noodles. I also love to do get a spaghetti squash, and I steam it in the microwave first, poke some holes into it, and I steam it in the microwave, and then I cut it in half. Otherwise, it's really hard to cut in half when it's raw. If you can do it, you can cut it in half when it's raw and sprinkle some olive oil on it and then roast it in the oven. But I take the easy way and I do it in the microwave and I steam it and then I cut it. And then I usually love to load it up with some goodies and bake it. I'll put some sauce, maybe some meat and some fresh mozzarella and stuff like that, and I'll pop it in the oven, and that's also kind of like a faux, I don't know, ziti bake, but it's like having noodles, and it's really delicious. So, but I love zucchini noodles. I love spaghetti squash. So if you're Italian like me, or you just love pasta in general and you're missing pasta, definitely check out some of the fresh veggie options for pasta. They really are delicious. They can be a little carby, but if you're doing intermittent fasting, or if you are just, you know, keeping track of your macros and you're having most of your carbs for your dinner, you will be totally fine. That's okay. Also, a neat little keto hack that I love, and I shared it on one of my last Keto Kitchen videos, is that Green Giant, and I think Bird's Eye too, there's a few other brands I'm sure, but they make pre-made zucchini noodles already spiraled up, and you can just pop them in the microwave. So sometimes if like I'm having a really busy day, or if I'm traveling or something like that, and I come home and I just need to eat right away, because I do an intermittent fasting practice, sometimes by the time I get to dinner, I just have to eat and I can't do anything extravagant. I'll go ahead, I always keep some frozen zucchini noodles in my fridge. I'll pull them out, you know, pop them in the microwave with a keto-friendly pasta sauce, or you can make a quick Alfredo sauce, which is also keto-friendly. And then, you know, in literally 5 minutes, you can have a quick and easy dinner in a pinch if you needed it. Also, if you're missing rice, of course, there's riced cauliflower. You can make your own. I typically buy the frozen kind just because I'm all about quick and easy. So I also recently, by accident actually, I was making a loaded cauliflower bake for Thanksgiving, and it snowed that day and I wasn't able to make it to the store to get fresh cauliflower, and the riced cauliflower tasted delicious in the cauliflower bake, and you would have no idea. So no shame in that game if that's something that works for you. So the last keto hack I have for you is if you're missing potatoes as well, besides doing the mashed cauliflower for like a mashed potato, which is something I also really enjoy. I love to put, what are your favorite ways to make mashed cauliflower? Go ahead and comment and share with me. My favorite way to do it is, of course, steam the cauliflower, mash it up, and I love to put some sour cream and chive and butter in there, and it's delish, okay? Like, you can't even tell it's not real mashed potatoes, honestly. I think it tastes better, and I was like a potato connoisseur, you guys. So one of my favorite dinners to do in the air fryer is to make a steak and then make some mashed cauliflower to go with it. Or if I don't do the mashed, I'll do air fryer radishes, which I was talking about earlier. So if you guys haven't tried the air fryer radishes, they are to die for. You can also bake them in the oven. So if you don't have an air fryer, don't even worry about it. It's okay. It's a really simple, easy recipe. You know, you just basically clean your radishes, chop them in half or quarters, and then I've got a neat little recipe where I put just a little bit of spices, some olive oil, and some Parmesan, and you just kind of do a rub on the radishes, and then you bake them in your air fryer or your oven. And you know how, like, back when I was carbolicious, in my carbolicious days, I used to do roasted potatoes, and they would, like, I would use like one of those onion packets from soup. So you would get all like the bits of onions and the brown, and they would get like all roasty. It kind of mimics that. So it's not a perfect dupe, but for me, it's amazing. I love it. So, and my boyfriend always says to me, hey, can we have steaks and radishes in the air fryer? Like, he's obsessed. He loves it too. So it's so, so good. If you haven't tried radishes, when I was brand new keto, I was like, I don't like fresh radishes. I think they're awful. They're a little bit spicy and kind of hard, and I don't know. They don't taste anything like that when they're cooked, especially if you put the olive oil and some, you know, I think I do like garlic powder and salt and Parmesan and all of that, and they just get really roasty and delicious with all kinds of little bits on there. So I think you'll really love it. If you want to see the air fryer, if you want to see the radish recipe, you can comment radish and I'll share it here. I'll tag you guys in that video. I think you'd really enjoy it. So I hope you guys enjoyed learning about some of my favorite keto hacks tonight. If you have any questions, or if you have any of your favorite hacks and you want to share them here, that would be really great. I always do keto questions on my page on Wednesday. So if you have a question, you can find the post and put it in there. And then I usually grab 5 or 6 questions and go over them for the video at nighttime. I didn't get a lot of questions today, so I went just with my favorite keto hacks. So that's why tonight's video is a little bit different. So, by the way, if you had a good time, if you learned lots of things about keto, make sure you go ahead and give this video a quick share. And if we're not connected yet, make sure you go to my page, go ahead and click on the follow and see first option. And I'm getting a lot of complaints from people that they're not seeing my live videos anymore. So if you want to take a quick second and just click right up here for me, you can click here and then turn on the live notifications. And then when I'm going live, you'll make sure you see that alert. So thank you all so much. I love you. I hope you have a great night, and I'll be back with you to do some cooking tomorrow. So take care. Have a great night. I'll talk to you again soon, you guys. Bye-bye.